Welcome over to Runescape, and this is my guide for Birthright of the Dwarves, the final quest in the Dwarf series. Hopefully this will help you out if you get stuck with any points. Start off by speaking to King Veldeban in Keldgrim to begin the quest. He'll then tell you about 3 things that he needs to do to take the fight to the Red Axe. So there's a bunch of people you need to interview. There is a memory staff that you need to go and collect, and also investigate some Chaos Dwarves. First head to the northeast of the city and go into the big double doors and speak to the lieutenant, who will then tell you to interview the 5 suspected spies of the Red Axe. So you need to go through all the dialogues for all of the dwarves, and some of them will not make sense, and then once you've gone through all the things, you get the decision of whether they are in the Red Axe or not. It doesn't matter whether you say yes or no, and as long as you pick someone, and then you get to choose whether they get exiled or get executed. So one of them, there's 2 brothers, and their stories won't match. Another one will say there's no evidence. You then go to his shop, which is on the west side of the consortium, and you search all the buildings, and you'll find some letters which say he is a spy. Then there's another one who has been protesting, who tells you to go and speak to the people in the pub on the west side of Keldgrim. So you go and speak to them, go through all the chat dialogue there, and then come back, and they'll say that he's not part of the Red Axe. You can still exile him for protesting if you want to, but it doesn't really matter. Another one of the 3 tasks is the Chaos Druid bit, and this is in Taverley Dungeon. So you go down and you go to the Chaos Dwarves, which are just before the Lesser Demons. So if you go all the way around, you'll eventually come to them. You have to go and kill a certain amount of them. I think it's 3 or 5. Once you do this, Chaos Druid will appear in front of you and tell you to go and speak to them. They'll then teleport away to the Chaos Druid area, to the northwest of the dungeon. Northeast of the dungeon, and you go and speak to them. And then, to prove whether you're worthy, you have to go and kill the Chaos Druid person. They're not particularly hard. They die pretty quickly, and then once you've done this, you will be given the option to either execute them or let them go. I chose to execute them, but it doesn't really matter. But the Chaos Dwarves in Taverley Dungeon have nothing to do with the Red Axe. For the final bit, you want to go and collect the memory staff. To do this, go to Yanil, to go to the Wizard's Tower, go to the top floor, and speak to the wizard there. You'll ask to talk about something else, and they will then take you to a dream world where you have to catch dreams to go and correct your own memories of what really happened in previous quests. So to do this, you go and inspect the 3 statues, well, the 3 void things that are in your head, and they will explode into 3 parts. These are 3 parts of the memories, and you are to go and collect them all by chasing them around the room. And then once you've collected them all, you put them into the right place, so that one of the voids will go and say a bit of information about the correct memory for which character it actually is. So there's no emissary. There's a dwarf and a chaos dwarf, and also one of the Red Axe general people. So when you put these in the right place, once you put these in the right place, then you'll get the correct memory, and you can then use this to create your memory staff fully. You'll then try to give it to Veldeban, who tells you to keep it for later. You'll need this staff a lot later on. It's used a lot. It's rather annoying because you're not able to bank this item, which may take up useful inventory spaces when trying to fight the bosses. After you've spoken to King Veldeban again, he will tell you to take the fight to the to the Red Axe. So head to the south of Keldgrim and go into the mines to where the crystals are. You'll then head along and you'll see that the dwarves have gathered up with some cannons to go and fight the Red Axe in a similar place to the lava flow mine, the sort of mini game training area. You have to try and dodge the cannons, and you'll be given some cog explosives. You must place these on the cannons and run away before they explode, and you've got to do this for all of the cannons. Once you've got to the end of the cannons, you then have to pull a lever as the Red Axe General, he runs away in a minecart, and you have to chase after him. All the while you're getting attacked by hand cannoneer people, hand cannoneer dwarfs, who do very heavy damage. So you'll want defense potion if you have it. You'll want lots of food. You'll want protect from range, and you don't have to do that much fighting in it, but you will want good armor against range as well. So good melee armor. Once you go through, you want to be as quick as you can. Each section will require you to get across a bridge because they remove the bridges. So you stand next to a pillar, cannons will hit the pillar, and then you've got to click on the pillar to walk across them. You need to keep clicking. If you stand still too long, you'll just take heavy damage. If you stand next to a cannon, after it blows up, you'll also take about 4,000 damage. It's a lot. So you need to keep moving, and this requires quite a lot of clicking, as you get sort of stuck on things and things get in your way. So you need to make sure you're keeping on running. Once you get to the other side, you need to pull the lever to raise the bridge so that the Consortium and King Veldeban's army, the Dwarf army, can come across and take out the rest of the Red Axe army. Then, once you go through the tunnel, you'll go to the next stage. After the cutscene, you'll end up in a memory area where you have to use the memory staff on King Veldaban and the two dwarves standing at the back entrance. And then you got to go and correct things to what they really were. So you change what King Veldaban was wearing, I think, and also who those dwarves were. Then you go through and you go and correct more of it. So you go and correct who the Red Axe General was fighting, whether it between he thinks he was fighting two trolls, but really he was fighting a troll and a dwarf, and he killed one of the dwarves. So once you go through and correct all the memories, then another cutscene will occur. You are now in another memory bit. This time, Red Axe General thinks he's speaking to Zamorak himself. So again, use your staff on Zamorak, and he will turn into a statue once you collect all the memories, and then his dream is then corrected again. This time you're now in the shipman's dream, and there are three dwarves. So again, use the staff to get their memories out. However, this time the shaman will fire spells at the memories, turning them into deadly ones, like unstable ones. You must avoid these, only collect the normal ones. So right click and it will tell you whether they're dangerous ones or not. Once you've collected them all, put them in the right order, and then you'll break out of his dream. So pretty similar to all the other ones. So smash up the things and collect all the memories. If you do get a dangerous one, it will reset the whole puzzle, and you'll have to try and find the memories from the beginning. Now the memories are back to how they should be, and you are now to go to the Red Axe's base. So when you're there, you have to try and get upstairs to the palace, where the two Red Axe head people are, and to do this, you speak to one of the people in the Red Axe consortium and ask to join the Red Axe. They will tell you to make him feel greater, have more power than all the other Red Axe consortium people. So you then say, would killing them help? So once you say that, you're allowed to kill other consortium members. So you can then go around killing the other dwarves. Once you've killed 7 of them, you can head back to the consortium head person, and he will make King Veldaban a member of the Red Axe consortium. Now you're allowed to go upstairs to the throne palace room thing, and this is where you'll be ready for your first part of a boss fight. For the first boss fight, you fight Grimson. He will attack King Veldaban, believing that he shouldn't be king. When his adrenaline reaches halfway, he will throw and charge and deal 7,500 damage to King Veldaban. If you are in the way, you'll also take a large amount of damage and damage King Veldaban. However, you can avoid it by hiding around one of the pillars. He's quite easy to kill, but you mustn't let King Veldaban die, otherwise you lose. So he's fairly easy to kill, and once you've done this, a cutscene will appear where the head Red Axe guy resurrects both of them, King Veldaban and Grimson, as Chaos Dwarves, and this will lead to a second boss fight. This second boss fight is pretty hard. You have to go and fight both of them, plus the head red axe guy. He summons Chaos Dwarves to go and help him. One with a hand cannon, one's a melee guy. They do massive amounts of damage. Grimson also, when his adrenaline reaches the halfway point and when it reaches full, he'll do a charge attack, which does a lot of damage if he'll keep charging into you over and over again. And the red axe leader, he has two moves when his adrenaline reaches full. If you need to go and do 12,000 damage to prevent it, or perform an ultimate. So when saving up your moves, you'll want to save up for your ultimate and keep it there until it pops up with a message in your chat box and above his head saying that he's reached his ultimate and is about to do that move. The move is that he heals himself for 12,000, and also like sometimes it will be that, and sometimes it will be he summons more Chaos Dwarves, which can sometimes explode. So as you can see in the background, I died a lot. I died many times. However, there are a few things you can do to go and make things easier. It doesn't really matter whether you use range or mage or melee, whatever your strongest at is probably best. However, you can go and bring in a dwarf cannon and place it in the palace, and it will do. You can not kill it with just that, but it can help and assist you in killing them. Also, there's a few safe spots where so if you lure them outside the door, you can kill them one at a time. And as well, you can go up and down the stairs to go and get a little bit of rest. So this means you can go and heal a bit, and mean that Grimson's charge attack will stop happening, and his adrenaline will go down a bit, so you can avoid it. A few things to note is that the doors are a bit bugged in Keldgrim and the Palace. They don't open quite where they should do, and also when collecting your graves, there was a lot of graves on the day of release. Certain items will appear below your grave, and some items don't stay with your grave. This is sort of the 6th age circuit and that sort of thing. So be aware of that. You can get there in good time though to go and pick up the items on the ground, to take the boat back down to the south and head through the door at the end of the tunnel, crystal tunnel. Once the Relic's head is dead, the Chaos Dwarves will still be around and can still kill you. However, if they kill you at this point and you return, you will have completed the part, so you won't have to fight them again. Once the battle is over, you'll speak to King Belderban, and he'll tell you that he's still turning into a Chaos Dwarf and isn't able to fight the power. You are then given the option to kill him, or to hope that he manages to survive the Chaos Druid stuff, in which case you let him live. You then return to the consortium, and they will, depending on your choice, if you let King Veldeban live, he'll stay as king. If you chose not to, you'll be given a choice to let the consortium rule, or for them to look up the next in line for the throne. So you can pick either. If you choose next in line for the throne, you'll end up as Drunken Dwarf III as King of Keldagrim. So congratulations, you have completed the quest. You get 2 quest points, 100,000 mining XP, 100,000 smithing, 200,000 strength, 30 rune bars, 30 addy bars, 30 mithril bars, access to 3 dragon weapons including chaos giants, and access to a new pickaxe from the lava flow mine mini game. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.